What's up guys, Steve here. Welcome back to my channel. So we're going over how to make your rental car fleet run as smoothly as possible in 2021. And we had that big news coming up with Turo saying that they're investing $30 million to help out the hosts, this and that, yada yada. So they finally gave us the update. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I will read it here and basically let you guys know exactly what's going on with that. And it's kind of funny because for me, I know we're working for ourselves or this is a side hustle or whatever. Turo is basically still the boss. Let's face it. If you're on Turo's platform, they are still the boss. They still control whatever happens. If they decided to say, you know what, we're done, we're closing tomorrow, they could do that, and they don't really have to give you any warning. So that's kind of one of the things that you're building a brand, you're building a business off of somebody else's business. So that's one thing you always have to take into consideration. So with that being said, as soon as they announced like, hey, you can get up to $2,000, the only thing I can think of is in previous jobs, how many times has a boss said, hey, we got an incentive coming for you guys, this is going to be great, this is blah, blah, blah. And realistically, what ends up happening, they're doing this, they're giving you a little piece, they're giving you a little bit of glimpse, a little bit of hope, just so they can better themselves. I'm not saying that's what Turo did with this, but it's basically, you just got to remember all that stuff. When things are offered to you, it sounds too good to be true. It might be, because really, are you going to go add 10 cars at $2,000 and now you have a $20,000 check just because you added 10 cars? Like, come on. So let's jump into this. I'll show you guys exactly. If you guys haven't checked it out, like I said, I'll read it off so you guys know what's going on. Make sure you guys like, subscribe down there. I got a video coming up here of June's earnings, which was actually pretty cool. I was impressed. I was happy with that. So make sure you guys are sticking along. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff down below. It really helps out with the algorithm so I can get more content out to you guys. I do have July's earnings coming in. No, sorry, July's coming up. We're in July. Genius! So June's earnings, I have June's earnings coming up. So you guys can see how well the fleet did with 5 cars that were active on the platform and what we're planning on doing to go forward. The other reason you guys got to follow along is I'm going to be dropping this course hopefully Monday. That's the goal. Editing, everything's been taking a little bit longer than I planned on. But Monday, that's what I'm shooting for. I want to have it out for you guys. This will help you guys grow your fleets, figure out what cars are doing well in the market, how to figure out what cars on the platform are doing well, and how much money they potentially made since they've been listed. A lot of good info on that. Make sure you guys are following along, and let's get right into this screen recording here. Okay, so I'm going to do this on here, so on my phone, because it ends up being super jumpy on the computer. So we're cashing in on the Triumph return of travel. The more you add, the more you earn. For each car you add to your portfolio, up to 5 cars, will give you an earnings of up to $2,000. So this is between July 1st and December 31st. You can add up to 5 cars and potentially get up to $2,000. Now, if you add 1 car, we'll give you an extra 5% for that car. If you add a second car, we'll give you 7.5% for that car. Now, if you add a third car, we'll give you an extra 10% for the third car. Add a fourth car, and we'll give you an extra 12.5%. So you can see where this is going up slowly. And there's really, once you start seeing the graphs, it really changes things up a little bit, and it just kind of makes you wonder, like, huh, okay, this is interesting. But remember, they're trying to get more cars on the platform, so when they go public, they already have the supply. So now when we go public, or when Turo goes public, they hopefully start bringing the demand too. So right now they're basically just trying to up that supply. That's why they're offering these incentives. Add a 5th car and you'll get an extra 15% for your 5th car. So the boost percentage are tied to each individual car you add. So the second gets 7.5 extra. The third gets 10%, so on and so forth, basically. So how to qualify: eligible hosts must maintain performance metrics equivalent to what we expect of our all-star hosts. Now, all-star hosts, I can get into that, but it's basically, actually, let's just go into it. An all-star host, performance. So an all-star host is basically going to say you respond to at least 95% of your requests. Acceptance rate, you have to maintain at least a 90%. Commitment rate, you have to honor 95% of your bookings that come through. 5-star ratings, you have to get at least 90% of your bookings have to be 5 stars. And then completed trips, to become an all-star host, you have to have at least 10 trips in their evaluation period. So on here, like it's a little confusing because I have 59 trips and it says 10. So the first time that I did this, I missed the all-star host with this profile. I missed it by the end of my 10th trip, happened after the evaluation period. So that's how I missed that. But that gives you a little bit of idea of how the evaluation period goes and how to become a all-star host. Okay, so now let's break this down. We're right here. So if you have one car and it makes $10,000 in this period, then they'll give you an extra 5%. If you have two cars and it makes $10,000, it'll give you an extra $750. 3 cars, $1,000. 4 cars, $1,250. 5 cars, $1,500. So example 1, car 1, $10,000. So it's basically everything that I just read up there. So car 1, if it makes $10,000, all the way up to 5 cars making $10,000, they'll add another $1,500 to your account at the end. Here's example 2. You add car 1 and it makes $20,000, they'll generously give you another $1,000 per that car. Car 2, you make $20,000, now it's $1,500, so on and so forth, up until car 5 added. You guys make $20,000 in earnings on those cars. They'll add $2,000. Cars 3, 4, and 5 reach the incentive cap of $2,000 per car. So you'll have to go through and check this out. There's quite a bit to it. I'll read the little bit of the aftermath of everything. For each new vehicle you add between July 1st and December 31st, 2021, up to 5 cars, Turo will increase the earnings by the percentages outlined above. This earnings incentive runs with each newly added vehicle and not cumulative. I can't even read right now. To qualify, you must add a new vehicle never previously listed on Turo. Newly added vehicles must meet our maintenance and same performance metrics as all-star hosts. So then here you go. Previously listed vehicles as of June 30th must also remain active on them with an active of minimum 20 trip days total during the incentive period. So it looks like it has to be on there and book for 20 days. Through that time, you must maintain a portfolio size throughout the incentive. So that means you can't add cars and then pull them off just to get the cars added. Therefore, if you remove previously listed vehicles, you will not qualify for this incentive. So there you go. It tells you right there. Only the actual earnings will be considered to calculate the incentive amount. Actual host earnings means only the daily rate amount received at the host bookings newly added vehicles from the start date. There is no incentive period on extra fees, reimbursements, additional fees, or Turo fees. So basically there's all that stuff. So pretty much, like I said, you can go through all this stuff, but it basically just tells you that you can get up to $2,000 depending on however much your cars earn, but only up to 5 cars. So if you can only basically add 5 cars and get this extra $2,000. And you have to make sure that they stay on the platform, they're renting out. You're not just adding cars just to, like, I'm not putting on my Wrangler on there and putting a $500 a day price tag on it with a 5-day minimum, just say I added a car because I don't really want anybody to rent it out. So they're definitely making it to where you have to get these cars out. These cars have to earn money for them to kick you back some money. Now, once again, I think the best way to go about all this stuff is scale how you would normally scale. Scale to what you can afford to do, what you can handle and manage yourself. And then at that point, now if you get any extra incentive, extra bonus, it's just icing on the cake. And now you're able to put down a little bit more for another car that you want to add, or pay off or pay down another car that you already have on the platform. So that way you're ahead of it. So when your exit strategy, you're not behind on it, not owing more money. Just figure out how you want to go about that. Definitely scale to what you can. Never get too amped up on all these things as far as all these incentives, but definitely pay attention, be smart, build a smart business, and make sure you guys are being consistent with what you guys got going on and just giving that best customer service out there, period, because I guarantee you that's going to give you more earnings than anything else, period. So definitely follow along. I got June's earnings coming up. I got this program coming out. I really think this thing is going to help you guys out tremendously. And that way it's just a one and done. You won't have to constantly pay for monthly consultations with other people, so I really think this will help out. Make sure you guys follow along. We will catch you guys on the next one. Later.